everyone, welcome back. I have a few things I want to work on today for our Dolly journal. I have a couple of these. In fact, I forgot to take the other one out. As I mentioned, I put a few things where I thought I might want them, subject to change, of course. So the back is pretty much like the front. There it is. And but yeah, so I found this really cool trim, and I want to use this on these journal cards. And this is my excuse to use all the purples and pinks and stuff that I normally don't use in a grungy journal. So I think I'll just turn it this way. Yeah, so this one has purple on the outside, pink on the inside. It's kind of fuzzy, and then it has some iridescent string going through it, so that ought to be fun. So I'm just going to glue these on real quick. This is an easy one, and then we'll trim them off after they're dried on, because it'll keep it from unraveling so much. So hopefully there's sound with this video. Alright, so let's go from the top of the stack here. These should be dry enough, and I'm going to use my larger ones because I didn't cut wire with these. There we go. And that's all I'm going to do to these. I did cut off an inch off of the length, no, the width, because the pockets are shorter. Remember, we glued the flap down inside the tip in so that we wouldn't get stuck on it when we were putting stuff in the pocket, but that also made the pocket smaller. So anyway, I think this I'm glad I found this yarn. It's so fun. I was looking for white, and every time I would pull one out, you put it up against the white, you find out it's cream. So yeah, I wanted white. And I do have some white, but they're not flat, so, or they're too wide, or whatever. Anyway, this one was perfect, and it goes with the color scheme. So how's the weather in your neck of the woods? Oh my word, I'm sitting here and I have sweat running down my legs, and I have my air conditioner on, but it is just hot. And sticky, even with the air on, and I have the fan, but where my desk is in front of a window, and I am not under the vent or under the fan, and yeah, I don't like sweating unless I'm outside running or something, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's get these in the book, and then I'm probably gonna do a couple more things here today. There we go. As far as some pockets and things. Yeah, I think that looks cute. And then I will finish up and come back with a flip through and surprise you. Because we don't want, everything to be. Most of that would be basic pocket making, etc., that you already know how to do, don't necessarily need to watch me do. Well, that's funny, this pocket ended up with that. I didn't even notice that. Okay. I'm still thinking on these. Okay, and let's see. So I think I have this one and then the one on the very back. Yeah, that's really cute. Really, really cute. Okay, so see the purple butterfly, the pink, perfect. Okay, and it's already getting mouthy. So I think I'm gonna take, and we talked about these trims. I haven't used this one yet because I'm not quite sure how to use it. I think I need to use this one like between some layers, and so I haven't come across anything to use that on yet. Definitely want to use this one. I almost used this on the pockets or the journal cards that I just did, but I'm going to put this one, the butterfly one, and the pom-poms on the page edges, and that'll be a fun, but I don't want to show it to you because I want it to be revealed. But anyway, let's do these. I'm thinking for one of the pages, I have messed up my stack somewhere. Let's see what I've done. I had these ready to go. Where'd everything go? Because I had these too. So I had a piece of, there it is. All right. So I want to put these on a left-hand page, and I want to have this tab have a pull-out. So we'll work on that. I haven't finished cutting that, so this one I did. All right, so let's put these on. This is a kind of a big tag, or what do you call it? Tab, not tag. Tag is small, tab is large. So I'm hoping this works. Yeah, it'll work. We'll make it work. I can, I suppose I could trim that off a little bit if I wanted to. Yeah, let's do that. Does that look even? Sometimes it's easier to tell on the back where it's white. There we go. That's the best I can do. It's stuck down now, but that'll work. All right, so let's cut this. Now the way I do these is I just fold them and then I cut at the same time. Most of the time I get it cut properly, and every once in a while I have to come back and just ink, or, well, at this project I'm not inking, so which side do I want? I think I still want this side. So I'm not going to do anything to the tags because I want them to be writable. And I think that's fine. I don't think I need to trim that either. I think it's just fine the way it is. So how far is that going to stick out? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, well, we'll just leave those that way. And yeah, I've got the makings of a cluster here for this. So I think I'll do one on this side and one on this side. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing on both. I'm doing let's get some of this off. Just pulling out some pieces. I hope I'm on screen. I noticed on that last video I was a little bit off. I've been trying not to pull it toward myself. So, oh, see, I over adjusted and then I'm almost a little too high. Okay, so let's get that there. And I'm missing the bling on that one. Oh, there, it's stuck to the other one. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday the weather was cool. My kids, they're so funny. They went and slept outside in the tents last night. They're goofy. My adult children just put up a couple of tents, go out there and use the fire pit and have a big time. Well, I guess I should be grateful they're not doing something nefarious, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now this is just some pieces of ephemera that honestly I didn't feel like cutting out, and so I just used my punch and punched out the flowers out of the middle, and voila. Don't have to use, I want to make sure this butterfly's at the top, don't have to use all of the ephemera that comes with a collection as the original author of it, or artist, had in mind, because you know, there's so many other options. I mean, it's great that they, you know, have them there, but I'm just not great at fussy cutting. So if I can avoid it, on some of the ones that are like pre-cut tags, I will actually cut them straight across the top and use my tag punch. Most of the time it works, sometimes it does not. I'm gonna just do that this way. Just a little bit of bling. You know, it doesn't take a lot to kick it up. So I think on this one I'll put the bling over here. And the hardest part is getting the backing off of these little tiny pieces. There we go. The glue came off with it, so there we go. Okay, so there's our two pockets. So those will get attached. I have to remember what page it was, but I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and we're going to work on these. These are CD sleeves that they're paper with the cellophane, and we always have these in my house. Now, I have a stack of them that are coffee dyed, so I had to go steal some from my husband that were white, but all I'm doing is folding this flap forward, and then if I can find my tape, I like to tape, there's a little punch hole in the back, I like to tape over this. That is to keep the flap down when you have a CD in it, and it's very thin, and when I'm putting stuff in the pocket, there's like dust and everything. I don't necessarily want that to come up, so I'm just covering that. And that'll be on the back, so it's not going to show. Alright, and the same thing with this one. Just covering that so nothing gets stuck on it. Because ideally, I'll probably put these on a page with a tall tag in this pocket, and I don't want anything catching. Usually I'll tape it on the inside, but I think it's the same. I think it should be fine. Yeah, it's good and flat. I'll just burnish that a little bit with my finger. Alright, so guys, in the comment section, I would love to know what other kind of crafting you do. Are you just watching junk journaling? Do you do scrapbooking? Do you do crochet, knitting, quilting, sewing, any? Macrame, painting, whatever. I have not met a craft that I do not like. So, you know, I dabble in everything. I'm trying to find a piece of see, I've got all this Hobby Lobby stuff, and it got all tangled. The cat. I wanted something on here. Oh, I've got some eyelash. That's white. I'm going to pull that out. But I wanted some trim like this that's white. What did I do with that other piece? I have a little tiny piece here because we used it for something else. And I'm going to need that one for something in the back of the book. But I want to save this. Ooh, that's pretty too. But I was looking for something that was just white lace, and even my black and white doesn't have anything quite wide enough that I want. There's a stinking rope. It's like a 1/2 inch. That looks like shoelace to me, so it's not pretty enough, you know what I mean? And some of these, like, they have brown on the edge, or they're too tiny, like this rickrack is too tiny. So, let me see what I have down here. Okay, I looked in the bucket that my cousin sent, and I have this. I don't think I want to use that. That wasn't in my cousin bucket, but this one was, and I think it's just about the right size. What if I use this bias fold tape? These are like vintage, guys. This is awesome. Oops. I didn't want to rip that. That would be a nice little piece of ephemera, so I'll tape it on the other side. So this elastic, I don't know where it came from. It's very similar to this, and I don't think I have enough, so I'm going to toss that back down there. And see if I can get a little bit of this out. It's tied. And you're thinking, why don't you just cut that off? Well, I'm trying to save it, and I just want to get a couple of lengths. So, there we go. That should do it. Okay. I'm going to keep that with my kit so that if I want to use something else again, I'll have it. Alright, same thing here. I think I'm just going to make this the width. There we go. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is glue this down. And I left my glue. Oops. I have a lot of that bias tape, and she gave me a whole big container of trims and things from my cousin Evie. Hi, Evie. Okay, so that's glued down, and I'm probably going to want a sentiment from the collection, so I think I'll glue along here, maybe right in the middle. I mean, I suppose I could have done that from the top, but that's okay. We'll put the lace coming down from the top. Try to get this straight. Little smidge here. Alright, and then we can glue this. Is there a right or wrong? I would say that this is on the wrong side. It could be wrong. Okay, if I put that at the top, and it's going to have white, so I'm going to put it at the top of the pink. I'm just going to do a line along here. Go. And it's very curly, so this might be a little labor intensive. Turn that around. Hold it until it sticks. Yeah, very twisty. I didn't realize that. Wonder if a sentiment is going to even fit on top of that. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, I usually use that flat lace, and yeah, there we go. And I want to make sure it's good and stuck before I move on. Okay. Now let me look in my kit here. I'm so glad you can't see the mess behind me. Well, I also forgot about these because I didn't find this envelope. Okay, so we've got I'm just going to cut them out real quick. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just put them down across the bottom somehow. What do I want? Which words do I want? Well, we have butterflies and roses, so let's do that. We'll do a butterfly and a rose. Okay, and yeah, like I said, we could do another. Sorry about that. It means I've gone too long. Let's do a little cluster down here. We'll just leave that trim the way it is because I feel like, well, I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to put that cluster in there real quick. But I feel like this isn't going to work. And I think it'll look better as a little cluster down here. So I'm just going to put a few things here like we did before. And I have my bling up here somewhere. I'm just making a cross with that. And I'll trim up this a little bit because I didn't get all the way in there. And I'm going to put this across. So what I'll do is make sure that the journal card that I fit in here has a rose. Like that. And you can put some bling on there. Here we go. Now where do I want this? Do I want it here? Do I want it here? I think I want it under there. Okay. There we go. And then we'll do a large journal card. So this pocket measures, where's my ruler? About 5 inches, I think. So let's see. So I'm going to make, yes, okay. So I'm going to make a 4.5 by 7.5 inch card to fit in there. And I think that'll be fun. So, okay. Well, guys, I've gone over my half hour of time. I'm going to repeat this for this pocket over here, only using the butterfly. And then we will be back and I will finish this up, and probably next Wednesday, that'll give me enough time, I'll come back with a flip through and we'll move on to another project. So thank you for watching and have a great week. Bye now.